Hi, guys. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Truthfully Me podcast with your host, Steph Kirby. Listen, y'all, before I get into today, I just gotta say, I appreciate each and every single one of you for showing out and showing up to my first episode and all the kind words and the personal messages that I got, just saying whatever you had to say in general, showing support, giving feedback, giving me ideas, saying that OMG, I relate. And my goal was to touch at least one person, and we already did that. So now we're going for another one and another one and another one. I think I don't want to say one of my favorites because I'm not going to discredit everyone else that reached out, but I had one girl tell me that she felt we could just sit and have a cup of coffee and just chit chat. And that's exactly why I chose this setting. I had someone else say, not the chair and blanket, you're cozy. Yes, like this podcast is meant for you to feel like grab your coffee, grab your tea, get your blankie, and just put on some vibey lights and let's just vibe out, Like it's not meant to feel like a pressured deep lesson. I mean, it's going to have some lessons, but it's not meant to feel like super sophisticated. This is the point. So when I read those comments, I was just like, that's exactly what I was going for. Amen. I do want to say, if you are new here, welcome. And I hope that you are here to find your God-given voice, because that is exactly what I am here to do. We talk about God, we praise God, we read Bible verses before we get fully started into the episodes. And I'm hoping that I can be that connecting puzzle piece for you to find that voice that God has given you. We're going to jump right into today's episode because I'm not too sure how long it will be. So we are reading out of Daniel 9:9. And it reads, "The Lord our God is merciful and forgiving, even though we have rebelled against him." Now, I want y'all to just sit here and think of one time, one person, or one situation where you felt hurt, betrayed, mad, sad, angry. I mean, anything. What did that person do to you? What happened? What went on between? What happened in this situation? And I really want you to think about that for a second. And now I want you to think, have you forgiven them? Because forgiveness, it's a really, really tough thing that I myself even struggled with. Why do I have to forgive them? They did it to me. I didn't do anything. I'm innocent. I didn't deserve that. Why do I have to forgive? I've been there. But I'm telling you right now, the time is now. If you have not forgiven that person, the time is now. Whether you do it literally right now in this millisecond, or you wait to hear the rest of this episode and you decide at the very end, you know what? Steph is right. Let's go ahead and forgive. Either way, we as flesh do not have a place in our body where we have any authority to hold a grudge and not forgive. Because it says here, the Lord our God is merciful and forgiving, even though we have rebelled against him. We all do it. We all sin. We all make him frown in some way, shape, or form, and yet he still forgives us. And if you're still thinking, Steph, no, I really don't. Like, you don't understand, Steph. Like, this person really, really hurt me. Listen, I get it. But that doesn't give an excuse. And I'm going to go ahead and shut down every single excuse that you're probably thinking of right now. Are you ready? We all know Jesus Christ. We all know the crucifixion, yes? But do we know the grave detail? Do we know how gory and gruesome and brutal the abuse that Jesus faced? Do we understand that his body was mutilated? And they whipped him and they whipped him and they whipped him over and over and over and over and over and over and over. They had spiky tools that just ripped his flesh out, so much so his spine was revealed. He was hung by his hands and his feet. He had a thorn crown around his head. I mean, he faced literally the unbearable. And while up on that cross, he looked up to God and said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know. Let it settle. Moment of silence. Forgive them, for they do not know. To the people that literally sold him out, called him blasphemous, called him fake and a liar and all these things. And he says, Father, forgive them. So that pain, compared to whatever we have gone through, it doesn't compare. It doesn't compare. And if he was able to forgive those that did what they did to him, we have no excuse. There's literally nothing y'all could sit here and tell me why you're not going to go ahead and forgive that person that cheated on you, that walked away from you, that caused you trauma, that left you abandoned, that stole your money from you, that took your girlfriend, that took your boyfriend, that hurt your whatever it was. Forgive them. First of all, it's what we are commanded to do. But you will feel so much more peace in your heart because, like I said, I've gone through my fair share of things. The rodeo of pain is something that I'm very familiar with. And as hard as it was to forgive those that broke me and hurt me and lied and backstabbed me and betrayed me, when I finally realized holding on to this anger is not going to make the situation better. Holding on to this fuel of rage is not going to change the situation. It's not going to reverse time and make it better. Now I'm healing pain and I'm fighting anger and I'm fighting distraction because I'm so mad and I'm so sad and it's clouding my brain and I can't even focus on what's important, what's right in front of me, what should I be focusing my attention on. I can't do it because my brain is clouded with these two emotions that we should not feel versus forgiving them, because again, it's what we're commanded to do, and forgiving them is it's not going to change the situation, but neither is not forgiving them. But with forgiving, it will give you peace. It will give you that ability to see crystal clear how you have to move going forward. Who deserves your trust and who doesn't? Who deserves to be that close in your life and who doesn't? Because listen, here's something else. When you forgive someone and it's a one-time thing, okay, let's move past it. It was a mistake. Let's move past it. Know your worth, though, because there's people that take advantage of kindness and forgiveness, and they continue to do the same repetitive actions over and over and over. And it's the I'm sorry's. You don't deserve that. I love you. You don't deserve that. I'll never do it again. I'm sorry. Here we are a month later. I'm sorry. You don't deserve that. 2 months later. I'm sorry. 4. I'm sorry. Is this a mistake, or is this your character? And are you now abusing me mentally, my kindness, my forgiveness, all of the above? Hold on. Let's sit back. Let's think right now. Do you deserve to be in my life? I forgive you, but at this point, you are a weighted anchor around my ankle, and I can no longer have you holding me back. It's time for me to let you go. I gotta let you go. I gotta let you go. I gotta cut it. I gotta cut it because you're only causing me pain. You're inflicting further and further and further and further pain, and you don't respect me. Advocate for yourself, okay? Let that person know. Listen, no, I know my worth. I deserve more than what you are feeding me. I forgive you, but I have to move on from you because there are places that I gotta go, things I gotta see, and I can't do that with an anchor around my ankle, bringing me rage and anger and sadness and depression and distraction, and I can't do it. I can't progress. I can't move forward. Because you don't respect me. I forgive you, but I have to move on. And here's another thing that my dad always told me. I had gone through another situation, completely separate situations. And I let him know I'm hurt. Like, I'm sad. Like, what? I trusted. I was so naive. Fool me. Stupid me. And then, okay, I think I can forgive. Let's move forward. Nope. 2 months later, I can't forgive. I can't let it go. It hurts too bad. I can't stop thinking of this. It hurts too bad. And then again, okay, I think I can forgive. It was a cycle. I had clouded vision. I couldn't focus on moving forward. I was focused on this, something in the past. I kept looking in the past and I could not move forward. I could not be happy. I couldn't do it. I couldn't let it go. And so he told me, he said, listen, Steph, you don't have to forgive and stay. You can forgive and go. But if you're going to choose, you've declared forgiveness, so you cannot keep reopening this wound because you declared forgiveness here. You move forward and you slit open that wound again, and now you're back. Okay, no, it's fine. I forgive you. Let's move forward. Slit the cut open. Boom, you're back. You're backtracking. You will never progress from here. You will always come back to here because you're not able to let it go. And that's fine. That's fine. But let them go. Because once you declare forgiveness, you cannot continue to open the same wounds. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for the situation. You have to move forward, whether that's with or without that person, but you have to continue to move forward and stop looking in the rear view mirror. Listen, I know it hurts, but God did not let those people hurt you to give you trust issues. He did it to let you know you should only put your full trust in Him and not man. That person that hurt you, don't give trust to the next person like that. I'm not saying treat everyone the exact same, but move with caution. Allow yourself to get to know this person before you start unraveling all your truths, all your secrets, all your personality, everything. Not everybody deserves to be this close to you. It's okay to love people from a distance. Don't allow people to just enter your life like a revolving door and you don't even know who's really for you and who's against you. If you're in a jail cell right now and your bail, I really hope none of y'all got this going on, but this is just an example. Say you were falsely accused of something, because I have faith that none of y'all would be in this situation, but you get the metaphor, I think is what it's called. You're in a jail cell. Your bail is $100,000. That's too much. You're in a jail cell. Your bail is $1,000. That's it. It's $1,000. Who's bailing you out? You got 50 friends in your contacts right now. You go out to the club, y'all party, you're buddies. Who's bailing you out? Nope, they can't split it. They can't split the cost. What one person, each of them got to cough up $1,000 right there. Bam, for you. Rent's about to be due. It's the holidays. Who's bailing you out? If you don't have much of a list of an answer, you are jeopardizing your peace. You are allowing people to be way too close to you that might not be that might not deserve to be in that situation. Allow yourself to get to know these people. Allow yourself to get to know what are they about? What do they stand for? What are their beliefs? Because I'll say this, I'm at a point in my life that I find myself only wanting to surround myself with like-minded people. And that's not to think that I'm better than anybody. But when you surround yourself with certain people that don't think like you, it is a distraction. It is jeopardizing your growth to potentially feed into whatever they got going on, versus being around people that think just like you and believe in things just like you, work for things just like you. And now you're leveling each other up. You're encouraging each other to be great, to be better, you know? So it's really important. It's really important. Just to get back on track, because I got another one for y'all. God didn't let such events in your life happen to traumatize you. He did it to build you up into the warrior he knows you are for his kingdom. And that one, when I heard that one, I really, I understood it. It made sense. I completely understood it, because I told y'all in my first episode, I have been able to relate to people 17 to 46. And it's because I've gone through so many different events that a 26-year-old might not normally have gone through. And in those times, it hurt. It hurt bad. And I didn't understand it. And I wanted to think the why me's. Why? I'm a good person. I don't purposely go out here and cause harm on people. I don't want people to look at me as the bad guy. I never want to be the villain in someone else's story. And if I am, I know that is a reflection of yourself, because I know I walk with intention. I talk with intention. I love with intention. I want to be remembered as that person. So yes, it hurts bad when someone causes any type of harm to me, because I know I would simply never do that to you. So yes, the why me's. I'm so nice. That's the last time I'm doing anything. Everybody screwed. No more favors. You can't think like that. Learn the people around you before you start doing favors and letting people close to you. But just because one person hurts you, forgive them and move in different ways in the future, so you can figure out who deserves this part of you, this kindness from you, this love from you. Don't just be bitter and stop treating everybody with the same love and respect that one person was just ungrateful for. And I learned that. I learned, okay, I went through everything that I went through, not because I'm not God's favorite, not because I turned away from him, not because I don't deserve his love, not because I sinned and I went into the world. No, he was building me to sit in this chair and speak to you guys right now. It makes sense. But I'm 26 years old, and it took all this time for it to finally make sense. So have some grace, have some patience for yourself, and understand nothing happens coincidentally. I say this all the time. I don't believe in coincidences, because I believe God has a purpose for every single thing. It doesn't matter what it is, from the worst possible thing to the best possible thing. It all happened to build you into the warrior he knows is in you, because he knew you before you were here. He knows you have that fight in you. He knows you have that voice, that influence. He knows something is in you, and you have a bigger purpose. And your purpose is to spread his word and get as many of his children into his kingdom, because life is short, y'all. Life is short. So to sit here and not forgive people and not use your God-given talent, your God-given voice, why waste it? You don't know. how long we're here for. We don't know when Jesus is going to come back. We know he is, because the way the world is going, this isn't going to slide for hundreds and hundreds of years. We're not looking too good, okay? Chat is an L. So, but life is short. Life is short. So forgive that person. Let go of that hurt. Move forward. Love, spread love. You feel so good inside when you forgive someone and you move forward and you spread love instead. Because I'll tell you right now, this is the happiest I have been since I was like in 5th grade. I am not even gonna lie to y'all. This is the happiest I have been since I was a little girl, because situation A happened and I was bitter. I was angry, man. Angry little girl. Situation B happens and now I'm just raged. Situation C, D, E, F. I mean, the list continued until I went back to God, back to Jesus. I don't even want to say a follower in Christ anymore. I became a disciple, because I'm walking with him. I am side by side with God, and I see and I hear him so loud and clear. And now we're getting a little bit off track, because now I'm about to talk about some discernment. When you walk a close, tight-knit relationship with God, he will speak to you, whether you want to be spoken to or not. Whether you ignore him 5 days in a row, he's going to keep throwing those little voices, those signs, those dreams, those anything. He's going to keep throwing them, because, hey, hello, listen to me. You walk with me. I need you to listen to me. I'm trying to show you something. I'm trying to tell you this person don't deserve your trust. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, forgive this person, because it's what I command you to do. It's what my only son did for you. Please forgive them. He will tell you it's time to let go. It's time to forgive, and it's time to walk away from that person. I've had a couple different dreams before, and I always try to ignore those dreams. I always try to ignore those signs and all the little things that he would try to tell me, and it just kept happening until I finally said, okay, what are you talking about? What is it? What are you talking about? And I do exactly what he says. I read the certain things that he says. I do the little bit of investigating that he says. Oh, that person was betraying me. Okay, I get it. I trust you, Lord. I trust you. So having a close relationship with God, he's going to guide you in the right places. You're never going to be steered wrong. And I will say this, because this is episode 2, and I know some people or somebody will be following along and listening and hopefully wanting to convert their lives into being a follower of Christ. And I just have to warn you, when you start doing the things that you're commanded to do, when you start forgiving, when you start praying, when you start going to church, when you start, hey, God, I surrender, I trust you, and I want to be a vessel. I want you to use me in the ways that you intend. I want you to make me into the warrior that you intended. I know you knew me before I was here, and I need you to show me what path do I need to go on. And let me tell you, the discernment is real. He will talk to you, and guess what? He's going to take people out of your life. It could be the person you knew the longest, the person that's the closest to you. But if that person was never meant for you, and you haven't been at the hip of God walking this path, and again, that person is not for you, he's gonna let you know. And you have to be prepared for people to just fade away. The closest people, get ready for the tears, because you have to shed the dead skin to be new and born again. You have to. You cannot keep everything. You can't keep it. Because all he wants is you. He wants your focus, tunnel vision, focus on him. He's saying to you, focus on me and I'm going to guide you. But no, you can't bring that. That's what's making you sin. No, you can't take that too. No, it's what's holding you back. It's time to let go. So this message wasn't supposed to be about discernment, but it's just a warning because these things are real. I told my boyfriend this when he joined me on this journey and getting back into Christ and him learning who he was. I told him, you will lose people that have been your boy since way back. And that is exactly what happened. And it sucked, it sucked to see him sad, but it was just like, it makes sense. Like it makes sense because in that time of your life, look at what was happening. And it makes sense for me too. When I had certain people around, what was I doing? I wasn't a saint. So it's just like, these things are necessary. And again, it's not to scare y'all because it's all good things. Because look at where I'm at now. My circle might be army of 3 and just my family really, but that's okay because I confidently believe God has me right where he wants me. And I trust that. And I trust that I have shed all the people that weren't meant to be in my life because a new group is coming, whether it's just one more person or 2 more people or a whole army. But I know a new group is coming and it's just going to be filled with God's children. And that's where he wants me to be. He wants me to be there. He wants us all to obey him, be obedient. And that's what I'm doing with this podcast. So moral of the story is forgive, let it go. And I believe in y'all. I really think that if you're watching this, it's telling me, because we already know what this podcast is about. We talked about it in episode 1. This is a podcast. We will talk about God. It's going to be surrounded around God. And yeah, there'll be some episodes where, we're still going to talk about God, but we're going to talk about some other things too. And that's fine. But the point is, we are centering this podcast about God. This is his podcast, okay? Let me just tell y'all that. So y'all knew that already though. And if you're here, it's because you want to find a voice that you feel is inside you, or you want to follow a path that you're meant to be on. And honestly, if you're watching this, I fully, like I said, I fully believe that you guys are going to take all this information, soak it in, and apply it to your daily lives. And I'm really excited for that for you guys. So that's what I have for the day. That's what's today's episode is all about forgiveness. And I really, really hope that you guys enjoyed this one. But yes, I am really, really happy for you guys. And I cannot wait to see what kinds of feedback I get next. I really do appreciate the feedback. And I am so excited to just connect with you guys and see what episode 3 brings us. So again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time.